Let's get some more on the developments in this case. I want to bring in two New Jersey congressmen. First, Albio Series. He's a congressman. He's from Elizabeth, New Jersey. That's the district where Rahami grew up, where he lives. Also with me here in Washington is Congressman Donald Payne. His district includes Linden, New Jersey, where the bombing suspect was found. He's also a member of the House Homeland Security Committee. Congressman Series, the bombing suspect, I understand, actually contacted your office in the past. You've gone back and checked. What was he asking for?
Well, back in March of 2014, he sent us an email to my office in Washington, D.C. from Pakistan. He wanted to know the status of his wife's entry visa and passport. We sent it to our office in Elizabeth. In Elizabeth, we required a signature so we can do the inquiry, and his father came in and signed for him. Basically, her passport was expired, and they said that she needed a new passport. Then after they got a new passport, they found out that she was 35 weeks pregnant, and they would not give her the entry visa, and they said that they would give her the visa once she had the baby, because she had to get a new passport for the baby and a new entry visa.
A new Pakistani passport? Is that what she needed? A new Pakistan? She was Pakistani. She needed a new Pakistani passport?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yeah, because they have to submit that before you can get an entry visa.
So there was a technicality issue. She was also in the final stages of her pregnancy. Did you or anyone in your office have any concerns about Ahmad Khan Rahami once he contacted your office?
No, basically my office, my staff dealt with the father most times. Mr. Harami only showed up in Elizabeth once, and he was kind of abrupt and a little nasty with the staff. But what we do in our office is we find out status. We don't get involved in the process.
So you were simply trying to help a constituent in that particular case. That's what members of Congress try to do. Congressman Payne, you're on the House Homeland Security Committee, and I know you've been well briefed. What is the latest information you're getting on this horrible situation?
Well, basically, we're at the point where the officials are trying to determine if he had help in this endeavor to place bombs down the Jersey Shore, in New York City, and in Elizabeth. Took some time to do. So the major key is to determine if he's a link to anyone and if there was any help in terms of doing these acts.
Because these bombs were clearly homemade, but they were relatively sophisticated. The explosives were very, very deadly. What's your suspicion? Did he have help? Are there others at large right now who might have been involved?
Well, we're not sure, but it would have taken some time to get all the materials to put these bombs together. Some were very unsophisticated, too, moving up into sophisticated devices. So, you know, we are just concerned about if he had help or not. And I believe that's where the investigation is stands right now.
Are you doing a post-mortem now to find out? He traveled several times back to Afghanistan, which is relatively understandable. His parents were from Afghanistan. He was born in Afghanistan. Presumably he still had relatives there and wanted to see his homeland, if you will. But the separate trips to Pakistan, including for almost a year, not that long ago, when he came back to the United States, he had a secondary interview when he arrived in the United States, but no one spotted anything wrong. Are you taking a look to see if some evidence was missed that potentially could have prevented the 4 bombings that occurred over the past few days?
Well, naturally, Homeland and the FBI are going back over, you know, those interviews now and to look to see if there are any indicators. But at that point, he went through the process. There was no indication that there was an issue. And so, as an American citizen, he was allowed to go on his way. But they're coming over all the information that they have, looking for new information, and working very diligently on this endeavor.
Congressman Series, we're getting new information that he left a notebook at one of those bombings, and there was all sorts of references to Anwar al-Awlaki the late Al-Qaeda spokesman, who was killed in a U.S. drone strike. There were references to the Boston Marathon bombings. What else have you learned about Rahami?
Well, only what has been reported. It was not, when he came to the office once, there was no indication. And the father gave us no indication of anything. And he sent a email to my office from Pakistan. And he has said to me that he had been in Pakistan since April 2013. And we received the email on March 2014. So I don't know anything in terms of his movements other than that.
One final question, Congressman Payne, to you. His wife left the United States just a couple or 3 days ago. All of a sudden, she leaves. She apparently is in the United Arab Emirates right now, where she was going to be changing flights. That's an intriguing element. What can you tell us about the wife?
Well, you know, the FBI briefed me this morning, and they're not sure that it has any correlation to what Rahmani had done, but they are definitely looking at it now, and you know, I guess it's an issue that definitely does raise some suspicion of why she would have left 3 days before. But to this point, the FBI has not said that it had any correlation with the events.
Congressman Payne, thanks very much for joining us. Congressman Series, thanks to you as well. Coming